I want to tell y'all a story about this old nigga at my job who had been flirting with me and asked me out, and it let me dive into it. Fuck it, we'll talk about this. Let me get some water. So there's this older gentleman, and I say older because he's at least 15 years older than me. So older. This is an older gentleman. And I had seen him around my job every now and again. And he would always say I had a pretty smile. He would just flirt, right? He was sending me energy that I could feel. He would flirt. Tell me I have a beautiful smile. Tell me I'm beautiful, whatever the case may be, right? And I'll just say thank you, go about my business. And there was this one particular day. I'm coming into work and I see him, and I'm going into the building that I work at. I'm going into the building, and he's like, he stopped me, and he's like, and I'm like, I'm standing in the door, and he's like trying to have a full blown conversation with me while I'm standing in the door. So I'm like, okay, let me go back outside. So I go back outside. We standing here in the middle of the courtyard walkway, excuse me, and chopping it up, chopping it up, chopping it up. He's asking me my name, asking me, excuse me, how old I am, all this good shit, right? Um, and at this point, I'm at a interesting point in my dating journey. I hadn't stopped dating fully. Still dating, but I'm dating different at this point. But he eventually asks for my number. No, wait. He asked for my number, and I was like, I'll think about it. Because something was just like, I don't know. And he was like, and then he was like, you gonna turn around and I ain't gonna never see you again. And I was like, you might, if it's meant to be. And eventually though, because we were still standing there chopping it up. Eventually, I was just like, you know what, fuck it, let's just see. You never fucking know. Let's just see. Gave him my number. I was like, because he was like, let me just take you out, rooftop, wine. I was like, sure. He was like, really? I said, yeah. So we exchanged numbers, and he immediately started texting me, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it was the content of the messages that alarmed me and set off the red flags. He started saying things like, I have my own money before you ask, and I live alone before you ask, and then he said something. What did he say? He was like, are you the type of woman that thinks it's all about you, or da 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 da? And just red flag after red flag after red flag after red flag, because you could tell, one, he was insecure, because I didn't even ask about his money. I didn't ask about his money. I didn't ask about his living situation, baby. I just met your ass. Just met you. So what the fuck is you telling me? Oh, and I live alone. Oh, and I got my own money. Okay, good, glad. I'm glad for you. But it was obvious that he was insecure, because he felt the need to like broadcast that before we even got to the first date. Mind you, this is just we just exchanged numbers. We haven't even gotten to the first date. yet. So he's saying all kinds of weird shit. Then he asked me if I smoke. And I was like, no. I don't smoke anymore. But at the time, I was lying. But I wasn't finna smoke with him. And I had just set a boundary with myself that I don't smoke on first dates and I don't smoke with dates anymore because I don't want that to be a part of the foundation of a relationship that I'm starting with somebody, a potential relationship. But that's besides the point. Eventually, I just tell him, I don't think we should go on a first date. I don't think we should go on a date, but it was really nice to meet you. And that's it. Because he was just spewing red flag after red flag after red flag. And then after I sent him that, he said, "Yeah, because you think it's all about you and you not a real woman or some bullshit." And I was just like, "Oh, I dodged a bullet. Oh, I dodged a bullet." And then I immediately blocked him. Mind you, we work at the same job. I work at a big ass hospital though, so it's like you don't have to see it. You don't know everybody. You don't have to see everybody every day. Different buildings, all kinds of shit, right? So I'll see him every now and again. But this one particular day, I went outside because I just wanted to get some sun on my skin. I had my journal. I just needed to take a break. I needed to get outside because where I work, the room that I work at has no windows and shit. So sometimes I'll be in there all day. I need to go outside, get some fresh air. So I was sitting down in the sun with my journal, writing some shit out. And I guess he thought I was on my lunch break. I wasn't. I was just outside. I can do that. I don't need to be on a break just to move around. Um, and there was a Panera right beside us, and he was like, they got drinks and sandwiches in there. And I was just like, yeah, I know. I'm aware. And he was like, you don't want to get you nothing to drink? You don't want to get you nothing to eat? I was like, no. Mind you, I'm not on my lunch break, and I brought my lunch. And he was like, why don't you let me get you something to eat? Let me get you something to drink. I was like, I'm good. No, thank you. He was like, you need something on your lunch break? I said, I'm not on my lunch break. He was like, you sure? I was like, yeah. Right? And then a couple of days ago, I get to work. I'm feeling good. It's a good day. Just had a long weekend. And I'm walking to drop off something to another department. And guess who I walk up on? Yeah, yeah. So he stopped me, of course. And he was like, asking me some dumb ass questions. He was asking me some like, what the fuck is the point of you asking me these questions? He was saying, oh, do you like to travel? What? You like to travel? And then he was like, do you drink wine? Do you like wine? I said, no, I don't drink. He was like, oh, good. He was like, oh, and please don't tell me you smoke. Mind you, I don't know if this nigga is stupid or if he think I'm a different woman because at the time when he asked for my number, my hair was short. And right now I have my hair done in like braids, Marley twists, so it looks different. It looks longer. So I don't know if he thought I was a different woman. I don't think he did though. Or maybe he thought I was stupid. Maybe he thought I forgot what he said in them text messages. I don't know. But nigga, you asked me if I smoked when we first met. So I already know your ass smoke. So why are you trying to pretend like so oh, please don't tell me you smoke. No, I don't do that either. He was like asking me all these questions. He was like, well, you're beautiful, you're young, you like to travel, and na 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 na. why are you single? And I was like, because I want to be. He was like, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? Why are you single? And then he was like, you mean, ain't you? And as soon as he said that, baby, I smiled so big. I said, he was like, you mean. And I just smiled and looked at him. And he was like, you ain't got no friends? I said, yeah, I got friends. He was like, you don't need more friends? I said, I got enough. And he was like, can I be one of your friends? I said, no. And then he said, like, I said, you have a good day. And I turned around and I kept on, and I kept going where I was going. Because, nigga, ain't no way somebody at your big ass age is acting like you younger than me. Anyways, I just spent 11 minutes talking into this camera uh, for a video that I probably won't ever post. But at least I passed the time.